Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Shabbat Perek Zayin Mishnah Aleph. Over here in this Perek, we're going to discuss the Melachot of Shabbat. But before we get to the Melachot of Shabbat, we're going to discuss when does a person need to bring a Korban Hatat for something that he violated, right? So if someone violates something on Shabbat, if he did it on purpose, right, and he was warned and they were edim, he's punishable, he's liable for Sikila. He's punishable by death, and that's why actually we're going to call this over here Klal Gadol Lamnu b'Shabbat. It's a great principle, right? Because of the punishment is so intense, right? So it's a great principle that we're going to learn on Shabbat. If a person violates something, if there were no edim, right, he gets karet. If he does it by mistake, and he realizes afterwards, oh shoot, I turned on a flame on Shabbat. I forgot that it was Shabbat, or I forgot that turning on a flame, lighting a flame was asur. Right? If you got either one of those, then he'd have to bring a Korban Hatat, right? Bring a Korban, a sin offering in the Bet HaMikdash. Now, how many sin offerings, how many Korban Hatat, Korbanot Hatat does a person need to bring in the Bet HaMikdash? Let's say on one Shabbat, he went ahead and he watered his field and he flicked he lit a fire. Those are two separate melachot. Does he bring one because it was on one Shabbat, or does he bring two because he did two melachot on that Shabbat? Let's say a person went ahead and lit a fire on this Shabbat, the next Shabbat, also lit a fire again. Does he have to bring one Korban Hatat or two? So that's going to be the discussion now. Mishnah is going to be three main categories that we're going to discuss. A great principle we said in regards to Shabbat. A person forgot the essence of Shabbat. Forgetting means that you once knew, right? And it's important, right? Anytime he says he forgot, it means he once knew. And then you forgot what Shabbat, the essence of what is Shabbat. He forgot what Shabbat is. And he performed many melachot on many Shabbatot. But what did he forget, right? What was the shegaga? He forgot what Shabbat was. So, eno hayav ela hatat achat. All he has to bring is one korban hatat. Right? Again, why? Because what he forgot was the concept of Shabbat, right? And that's one forgetting. So he brings one hatat. Now, v'hayodea ikar Shabbat. Let's say he knows the essence of Shabbat. Ve'asa melachot harbe b'shabbatot harbe. A person, he knows the ikar Shabbat, and he did many melachot on many Shabbatot. Right? So now, he knows ikar Shabbat, but what did he forget? He forgot over here that today is Shabbat. I forgot today was Shabbat. And now next week, he's off again by a day. And the following week, he's off again by a day. And he went ahead and he did many melachot. So now, Hayav al kol Shabbat v'Shabbat. Over here, he has to bring a Korban Hatat for every Shabbat. Every Shabbat that he violates, right? Because the forgetting over here is that it was Shabbat. So therefore, he has to bring a korban for every Shabbat. Now, Shabbat. Let's say he knows it's Shabbat. Let's say he performed many melachot on many Shabbatot. He lit a fire this Shabbat. He lit a fire next Shabbat. He plowed his field this Shabbat. He plowed his field next Shabbat. Hayav al kol melacha umlacha. Right? He's obligated to bring for every single melacha that he violates. Right? Again, because what did he forget? Forgot the melacha. That's what he forgot. He forgot the melacha itself. Now the Mishnah ends. If a person does many melachot, but it's within the primary melacha, right? What's an example of this? Well, we know the Av melacha. Av melacha is the primary melacha, and he performed many melachot. So you could either have other, let's say other, everything under one Av, right? It's all like the same idea, same concept. So let's say to the ktsor, right? You're cutting, right? You're cutting your wheat, and you're harvesting your wheat, and your botzer, you cut your grapes, and mosek, right? You pick your olives, right? All these are a type of harvesting, right? These all fall under the Av melacha. If you did all these, right, in one time, this is all one melacha, and you bring one korban hatat for it because it all falls under one melacha. Similarly, right, if a person went ahead and he did an av melacha and it's toleda. It's toleda is almost its subcategory. So we mentioned before is really highlighting the actual category itself. That's the same. It's the same action, right? He's picking grapes. He's picking olives. He's picking his wheat, right? He's detaching all these items, fruits from the ground. Now, let's say a person went ahead and he did the av melacha of tochayin, right? He grinded his wheat. Right, that's an av melacha, and then he went ahead and he shaved or he sawed his wood, right? It's a similar concept, right? But it's not exactly the same melacha. Even so, this would be an av and a toleda. Even so, this would also fall into the same concept where a person will only be hayav for one melacha, for one av, because that's what he forgot. And if so, we have three categories. One, if you forgot the essence of Shabbat. The next one, if you forgot that today was Shabbat, and then he forgot that this melacha was asur, right? And those are really the three categories. And correspondingly, he'd have to bring one hatat or for each Shabbat or for each melacha.